So today we're going to talk about osteoporosis. How many of you have a family member that has osteoporosis or has been diagnosed with osteoporosis? Okay, and who is that in your family?
My mother.
Okay. So osteoporosis can be really, really dangerous because if they have a fracture and they end up in the hospital, chances are they come out, they don't live the same type of life that they do prior to the fracture. So what we're going to talk about today is called the RankLigandPathway. And this is the way that Prolia, which is the drug for osteoporosis, how it works. But before we understand how it works, we need to understand how the pathway works. So basically what we have in the black is the rank, which is the receptor. We also have the rank ligand, which is the binding protein. And then in the blue, we have the OPG, or the receptor decoy. So we have two kinds of cells that work with osteoporosis. We have osteoblasts, and we have osteoclasts. Has anyone in the class heard of the rank ligand pathway or the two types of cells we're going to be discussing?
No.
Okay. Okay. So these two cells are unique to bone formation as well as bone resorption. The way that it works is very, very simple. You can see that this cell here, osteoblasts, is triggered to let off the rank ligand, which is the binding protein. The osteoclast, starting up here, and we're going to show the progression. Osteoclast, which is bone resorption, so it's eating the bone up, is what happens is the rank binds to the rank ligand. So it continues to develop into a fully activated osteoclast so that it can eat the bone. So osteoblasts are needed for osteoclasts to work. So when the red rank ligand is expressed from the osteoblasts, it goes into the prefusion. From the prefusion, it goes into a multi-cleated osteoclast. From there, it goes into a truly activated osteoclast, and at this point, it is truly eating the bone at this point. So what we have is a natural hormone called OPG. And OPG are floating out here independently of the two cells. What happens is the OPG binds to that red LDL rank ligand, and when it binds, it will not allow it to activate the osteoclast. So the more OPG you have, the less rank ligand you have binding to this osteoclast. So what happens, you have, as a result, less bone resorption, less eating of the bone. So let's go back to your mom that has osteoporosis. If she would take Prolia, or this is actually what's happening in her body, her osteoblasts are secreting the rank ligand, they're activating the osteoclast, and it's allowing that bone to be eaten by this cell. When your mom would take Prolia, it creates more of these OPGs, which inhibit it from binding to that osteoclast, allowing the osteoclast not to eat the bone. So therefore, you have bone formation without the bone resorption. So do you have any questions out here? Let me do a little review. So I'm going to take off the descriptions of each one of these. And this is really important for us to understand. When we look at each of these components, who can tell me what the black hand-looking item is? Right, rank. Very, very good. Who can tell me what the red triangle is that binds to the rank? Right, rank ligand. Very, very good. And then the blue, which inhibits, it acts as a decoy, a receptor decoy. Who can tell me what these are? Yep, OPG. So the more OPG you have, the less binding you have and less bone eating or bone resorption. So Prolia makes more of these OPGs, mimics them, inhibiting these rank ligand from binding to the osteoclast. So do we have any questions regarding how osteoblasts and osteoclasts work? So now that you know a little bit about how the cells work in your mom's body and how that works with osteoporosis, you're going to want to make sure that your mom is taking her medication to create less bone resorption and more bone formation. Thank you, and we will have another meeting tomorrow to discuss the next steps of Prolia. Thank you. Oh, will you push it over to me?
Which one?
Just the whole thing. Just push it over to me.